Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Introducing from Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing in at 210 pounds, your Italian hero, Joey Image!
Hey guys, how are you? Joey Image here with episode 18 of the podcast. This is That Image Guy. I'm your host, That Image Guy. How are you? How's everyone doing? What's going on? We are live on Periscope. We're live on my microphone, I guess. We're live from New Jersey in the studio apartment. I came up with that on my own. It's not stolen from any other podcast that has previously existed before mine. So how are you? How's everyone doing? What's going on? I'm going to try to make this a short episode because I'm kind of sick. I don't know if I sound like it, but I sure as hell feel it. I don't know what I have. Maybe somebody can tell me this. Maybe somebody in Periscope can figure this out for me, but I've got this thing. It used to be once, maybe every 2 or 3 months. Then it went to like once a month. Then it went down to like once every other week. Now it seems to be nightly unless I take like a pill, or if I take like a Prilosec pill, like I'm usually good on that. Or I took some Nexium. I took that. My mother had Nexium. I stole that from her. I stole 2 of those. I don't know. But here's the deal. Like, I go to sleep fine, right? And then sometime in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and dry heave for like an hour, like violently. I won't actually throw up. Like, I've never actually vomited, but I can taste it in my throat as if I have. So I don't know if that's like acid reflux or what. And my whole throat, my like esophagus and my stomach like burns acidically, I guess is the word. That's why I'm assuming acid reflux. I really have no idea. But it's happening more often and more often lately in the last couple of months. So I don't know how this suddenly became like almost an everyday thing. But it's like, you know, kind of getting annoying now. So, and I don't have, you know, I mean, I haven't gone to the doctor or anything like that. I'm a stubborn Italian from Jersey. So I don't go to like, I try to not go to doctors. And I think, and someone in the Periscope just said it, we're live on Periscope right now, as I said. But I think it's because I'm eating too late at night. So I'm assuming like my stomach's not settling before I go to sleep. And I've gotten to the point where I'm now taking a Prilosec pill every night at 11. But the problem is I'm still up until 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. So I don't know if I'm taking it too early with that type of, you know, that kind of bedtime or whatever. But I feel like I should be taking like, I don't know, taking it later and then like taking it sooner to when I actually go to sleep. So say if I go to sleep at 2, I should be taking it at like 1:30. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I also think I can't eat after 7 or 8. So I'm going to try to do that, and I'm not sure if it's, again, I don't know if it's acid reflux or what from just making that up. I don't know, but it's kind of what it sounds like to me because that's what it feels like. So I don't know, but anyway, maybe someone can help me out with that. Tell me what it is. We got any doctors? And, you know, maybe Dr. Darren, who is a guy that I follow on Periscope. Maybe he'll watch this and you know, tell me what's going on and what I should be doing. Anyway, let's get on to important stuff. My health is not the important issue here. The important issue is the past weekend at the Pop Icon convention, which I talked about last week, in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, at Phillipsburg Mall, in a building that used to be the old J.C. Penney's. It's now empty, but there's events that happen in there, and it's really actually kind of a cool building because I got to walk around. Everything was blocked off. Like, they don't want you in the back of anything, like in the stock rooms or the offices or like where the return areas are. They don't want anybody back there, so everything is blocked off. I'm assuming for insurance reasons. You know, I go back there and you know, fall down and break my leg, then I can sue the mall. That didn't stop me from going back there, of course. I still went and snooped around. It was really cool, actually. There's a million rooms back there. I mean, I could have went back there and shot up heroin for 3 hours. No one would have ever found me. It was amazing. Like, a huge amounts of empty room and empty space and privacy back there. It was a very cool convention. It was pretty big, physically. I mean, like, the tables and stuff were laid out, like, you know, a little bit maybe wider than they should have been. It would have looked much more crowded had tables been set up more close together, I guess is the word. More consolidated, there you go. So, but it was pretty big. Not a lot of people there customer-wise, to be honest, you know, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, I'm not going to bullshit you and say, oh, there was 16 million people and I sold $45,000 worth of stuff and blah, blah, blah. I didn't sell anything. Friday night, I mean, I was only there from 12 to 6. So Friday night, and I knew that Friday was going to be a dead day because it was during the day. It was, again, 12 noon to 6 p.m. There was people at work. So, you know, people in the mall were working, people obviously out at their regular jobs or whatever. So I knew there wouldn't be anyone there until probably 6 or 7 p.m., if at all. But I had something to do at night, so I couldn't stay past 6. So I did 12 to 6. Again, didn't sell anything, but got to hang out with a lot of people, got to meet a lot of cool people, made some connections, which I'll talk about in a little bit, which was very important. So that was Friday. I don't know how Friday night did after I left. I didn't really ask. Saturday, I was there, again, from 12 to 6. Got there a little bit late. I did the Google Hangout live with David DeFranco on Friday night at his house. So I left the Phillipsburg Mall. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive to Dave's house. So I met him at Wawa. We got some food, went to the house, did the hangout thing, went to sleep about 6 in the morning. I was up at 8:30 again with this acid reflux thing again. I don't know what it is. I've taken, like I said, I've taken my pill, the Prilosec stuff, every night recently before I go to sleep, and I'm good. That night at Dave's house, I forgot about it, and it happened again that night. So I woke up, I took the pill when I got up, and I had some water. I was good to go for after another couple hours of sleep. And then I left, went to Phillipsburg Mall. I got there a little bit late, about 12:30, 12:45. Because I got there about an hour after I expected, I planned on staying about an hour later than I was supposed to. However, I actually ended up leaving at like 5, because Saturday there was nobody there either. There was maybe at the most, I would say like 20, 25 people, customer-wise, that came through there from the time I was there. Again, about 12:30, 12:45. And then I guess I left around 5:30. So I was there, only about 5 hours. Again, didn't sell anything, but got to hang out with some people, got to meet some new people, got to see people I already knew. I was seated, or my table was right next to the Blue Meanie. Brian, a lot of you guys know him. He's a great dude. Sabu is right next to him. I've known him for a little while. Worked with him back in 2009 at a Pro Wrestling Syndicate show. Got to see the great Samu, the Samoan Samu, of course, from the Head Shrinkers, WWE fame. I've worked for him as well, as recently as like 2012. Tito Santana, who I haven't seen in a while, but I got to see him. I also got to meet for the first time Brian Knobbs from the Nasty Boys, which is kind of a funny story. He came up to me, I guess, right when he got there. I didn't see him come in, so I wasn't sure when he had gotten there, but I'm assuming it was right when he got there because he still had his jacket on. So he came up to me when he got there, and he goes, "You're Joey, aren't you?" And I go, "Yes, how are you? Pleasure to meet you." Shook his hand and everything. He goes, "Brian Knobbs, good to meet you." And I go, "Hey, how are you?" And he goes, "So, when's your show?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he said, "You didn't text me on my way here? You're from Pittston, Pennsylvania?" And I go, "Actually, no, I'm from Jersey, sir." And he's like, "So who texted me then?" And I go, "I have no idea. Like, I just met you. I don't have your phone number. Like, we have never met before." So he's like, "All right, well, somebody from Pittston texted me about a show, and his name was Joe. Joe or Joey, I thought it was you. So I thought of you, when I was on my way here." And I was thinking in my head, like, we've never met before. How would he think of me on his way there if he didn't meet me till he got there? And then it hit me. I actually did meet him years ago once, maybe 2009, 2010, at some independent show in this area, either in here or in Pennsylvania. I don't even remember where. But we did meet one time, so I don't know if he remembered because he met me in Pennsylvania. He remembered this is Joey, and this is, he associates me with Pennsylvania because that's where I met him. But it was odd to have him ask me that if I texted him and where was my show that he thought was supposed to be in Pittston. So anyway, that was odd, but, got to meet him for the first time. Got a really cool picture of myself, Knobs, and Blue Meanie together. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's on my... I think it's on my Instagram. If not, it's on my Facebook. Who else? Got to meet Rusty Gilligan. Great dude who's a comic book artist / writer. Interesting trivia note about Rusty Gilligan. Former professional wrestler. Former USWA heavyweight champion, actually, in the late 80s. Him and I obviously hit it off just based on that alone. I'm a comic book guy and I'm a wrestler. So, we hit it off right away. Very, very good dude. Spent a lot of time hanging out with... Sharon Smith or Sharon Lentz from Dark Shadows. If any of you know who she is, she was in a million episodes back in the day when that came out. She's still doing movies and stuff now. So I spent a lot of time hanging out with her and a lot of time hanging out with Edward X. Young, also I was going to say also a comic guy, but he is also a horror movie actor. He's been in like 70-something movies or 75 movies, something like that. Just off the top of my head, I remember like 3 or 4 titles he was in. Attack of the Killer Chickens, Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies, Graveyard Blues, Road Hell, and there was one that he had the shirt, Mr. Hush. He played the lead role in Mr. Hush. He actually had a Mr. Hush shirt on one of the days of the convention. It was really cool. So yeah, so that was kind of pop. I mean, that was Pop Icon. I mean, it was kind of slow. Not a lot of people there. Not a lot going on, but it was cool to see some guys in the business that I haven't seen in a while. And Samu actually came up and asked me for a picture with him, which was amazing to me. Hey, brother, let's get a picture. I'm like, oh, this is great. And he had like a selfie stick with him, which was amazing to me to see. See him trying to work that thing. He's like, I can't get this thing to work. And I guess he would hold it straight, and the phone would like spin around at the end of it. He couldn't get it to stay straight, which I thought was hilarious. But so that was cool. Just like I said, just hanging out and sitting around, not really doing much, but still, mingling, kind of meeting people. A couple interesting things. I also met a woman whose name escapes me right now, but she is a writer of books. She's an author. So we talked for a little while about wrestling, like pro wrestling in general, but also about myself, my own career, and kind of how things are right now, and how I see the current landscape of pro wrestling. And somehow, out of our conversation, she got the idea that I should write a children's book. She asked me if I had ever thought about writing a book, and I said, yeah, it would be cool to write a book of all like my road stories through wrestling for the world to read. Although no one knows who I am, I'm not really, I'm not famous, or I'm not on Monday Night TV every week, or Wednesday Night TV every week, or pay-per-view every month, or I'm not on the WWE Network, anything like that. So people don't know who I am. I don't see people buying a book that I write. But she was like, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be about you or your career, but if you ever thought about writing a book, I think you'd be good with a children's book. And I was like, well, that's way out of left field. Like, I don't think I'm PC enough to write a children's book. I think I said fucking. I said I'm not PC enough to write a fucking children's book. And she's like, well, just don't use that kind of language and you'll be good. And I was like, well, I wouldn't even know what to do. I don't know what to write. The first thing about it, I wouldn't know characters or anything like that. And she's like, well, really, all you got to do is write something that you would like to read if you were a kid. And I'm like, well, I'm still a children. Regardless of my age, I'm still a kid. So she's like, well, write something that you would read or that you think is cool. So I don't know. That's something that I'm looking into. I'm kind of pondering it over. I don't know. I still don't know if that's like a good idea or if that. I mean, how odd would it be to see a children's book on shelves in like Barnes and Noble or whatever the hell there is, Borders. I don't even know if Borders still exists, but it would just be weird to see a children's book with my name on it. So I don't know where that idea came from, but we'll see. It's something that I guess I can look into. And this woman, she was an author, but she's also an illustrator. So she's like, if you wrote it, I would do the illustrations, and we get distribution. She's got distribution already because she's an author, so she can have that taken care of. It just seemed like such an out of left field suggestion for me. Not only had I never thought about a children's book, it's not even like, there's never even been a seed in my mind planted about that. It's like saying, hey, you should be an astronaut just out of nowhere. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I've played, like, I've watched Gravity with Sandra Bullock. Can I just be an astronaut now? Like, I don't know, it's weird. It's something that I might think about. I don't know. We'll see. I was also, like, as I said earlier, I was talking to Edward X. Young, and he was like, he's got, obviously, he's done a million horror movies. He's got connections to stunt guys, so he was suggesting that maybe I could get into stunt work as well. Also, another guy that I met, Sebastian, I forget his last name, but he was, like, one of Blue Meanie's guys. Like his money handler guy or whatever you call him. But he said the same thing about getting into stunt work. He's like, man, like a lot of wrestlers do it because it's it's quote unquote acting, fighting or whatever. So that's something that I talked about with two people that I may kind of look into. That's another thing though, like the stunt work and the children's book thing. Like I would have no idea where to get started or how to get started, or other than this woman that approached me, I if the book thing was my idea, I wouldn't even know who to talk to, or I don't know anything about it. I could talk to Sebastian again. He added me on Facebook. I don't know anything about what it is or how to do it or anything like that. So I don't know. I'm going to try and look into these other ventures and see what happens. But again, it's just two things that I had never, ever even thought of doing that two people suggested I should do. So maybe that's a sign. I don't know. Maybe that means something. Let me see. Who else was there? Boogeyman. I met the Boogeyman. He was there too. Boogeyman got out of his car or out of his truck with his gimmick on, like his face paint or head paint or whatever. So I'm assuming he drove there the whole way like that, which is because I pulled up, I parked as I was getting my stuff out of the car. He got out of his truck, which was 1 or 2 rows of cars behind me and a few spaces up. So I like turned around and I saw him like as I was grabbing my gear out of my truck, out of my car. I saw him, so I turned around and saw him getting out of the car, and he had his stuff on. So like, first thought in my mind was actually the first 2 thoughts in my mind were: A, did he drive here like that, all painted up? And B, I would hate to be the cop to pull him over, because I think I would just walk up to the car and I would, as soon as the window goes down, I'd say, "Oh, have a good day, sir," and just take off. I wouldn't even like license or registration. Like, I wouldn't even be able to do that. I'd be like terrified of this like red and black and yellow dude with worms in his mouth. I don't know. It was wacky. Good stuff though. Good stuff. Really good guy. Surprisingly a cool guy. I expect him to be like more scary or intimidating, but very, very good guy. Took a lot of pictures with people too. I want to thank Lee Platt, the guy that ran the convention. Very good dude, sweetheart of a guy. Hopefully he's going to do another one coming up, he said, so I would love to be a part of that as well. Maybe in a different venue. Maybe I can actually sell my stuff. I brought I think 15 DVDs with me, which is all I have right now. I have no more covers left, so I've got to get some more covers printed. I guess about 60 pictures I brought. I've got some new 8x10s that I brought, to sell, to sign or whatever. I was running out of that. I'm getting people on Facebook asking me if I have any that I can send them, and I didn't. So I'm going to have to send some of those out. Now I've got new pictures. I've got new envelopes. So I'm all set to go. Just need addresses, $5, and we're good to go. But I want to really quick go to talk about this upcoming weekend, and then I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, wanted this to be a short episode, and so far we're at about almost 20 minutes. So that was last weekend. This coming weekend, Friday and Saturday, is Blizzcon. If you guys are video gamers, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, I'm leaving something out, StarCraft 2, I think that's it. I think I'm not leaving out anything now. But yeah, Blizzcon, man, this is the event. This is the convention to be at, to go to watch. Unfortunately, I'm not going again. I never have been, but I've always wanted to. One of these years, I'll get out to Blizzcon. I definitely will. It's usually every year, but they didn't do one last year. But it's in Anaheim, California, right by the Blizzard campus, which I was also promised a tour of if I ever got to California, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I'm still trying. I do happen to have a couple friends that work for Blizzard, and I was promised a tour. So I'm hoping to get in there maybe after the new year, maybe February, March or something like that. Fly out to Orange County, California or wherever, Irvine, and do the tour. So I'm hoping that happens. But I'm only going to be able to see Friday. Like I did the BlizzCon, what do they call it? The virtual tour. Virtual ticket. So I did the virtual ticket, which is they air the entire convention online for like $30 or whatever. Like tickets are like $200, but for like $30, you can stay home and watch it in the comfort of your own home. And I have my my PC is hooked up to my television, which is a 65-inch. Actually, I'm sorry, they did do it last year. They didn't do it in 2013. So it's every year. They skipped 2013, they did 2014, and they're doing this year. So last year I watched it just like I'm going to this year at home on my 65-inch, and they have it's a 2-day conference or convention. They have 85 million people there. They talk about everything Blizzard games, Blizzard Entertainment, movies. They're going to be talking about the Warcraft movie. The trailer premieres on Friday. They did a teaser. This is how well, I don't even know the word. This is how much hype there is right now for the Warcraft movie. The trailer comes out Friday, but they did a preview trailer for the trailer. Usually the trailer previews the movie. They put out a trailer to preview the trailer, which releases on Friday, which will preview the movie. And it's gotten something like 6 million hits or something like that, or 3 million views already. It's ridiculously insane. I think it was awesome. I can't wait to see it. Comes out, I think the movie comes out June 16th. It's either June 10th, 2016 or June 16th, 2016. I think it's June 10th, which would be great because it's a week after my birthday, so I can go check it out. So anyway, that's this Friday at the premiere, and then Saturday is day 2 of BlizzCon, which I'll only be able to get to see a little bit of it because I'm going to the Judas Priest concert. I had my Judas Priest tickets before BlizzCon was announced. I didn't even realize it was the same weekend. I'm okay with that because Judas Priest is my favorite band, and I've seen them 6 or 7 times by now. I think I saw them as recently as a year ago this time. I saw them last October. It might have been at the Meadowlands, maybe? at, not the Meadowlands, sorry. Whatever the hell arena it is that they knocked down. I don't even know what it's called now. Or what it was called. I forget already. But whatever. It's always been the Meadowlands to me. So I think I saw the show there. But the show this weekend is at Prudential Center in Newark. So I'm very, very looking forward to that. Judas Priest, my favorite band. Judas Priest, the one of their old logos was my first tattoo. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. Can't wait. Saturday night, going to be a good show. So anyway, so that's this coming weekend. Really looking forward to it. And then I'm here for another couple of days, and then next Wednesday, I leave to go to Florida for a week with my girlfriend. I'm going to be doing a show. I guess I'll probably do an episode next Tuesday for next week. I know sometimes I try to do 2, but because of my schedule with my vacation, I'm leaving next Wednesday. I'm only going to be able to do 1 next week. So I'll probably do 1 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday's the 11th. I return the following Thursday, the 19th. So I'll try to do 1 Thursday also to get 1 out for that Friday. So, check it out. Friday will be released, obviously, on my iTunes, my through my iTunes feed, but also through the 1640 PWPR feed. As you know, I'm on that network every Friday as well. So check those guys out. Definitely look up if you go to iTunes or if you go to Spreaker.com, check out 1640 PWPR. Same thing with Facebook. I mean, obviously, if you go to Facebook and look up, search for 1640 PWPR on Facebook, you'll find their Facebook page and see everything on there. So I think that's about it for this episode. I'm going to wrap it up. We're at about 23 minutes, so not bad for a short episode. This was my goal when I first started this. I wanted to do, around 30 minutes-ish. Sometimes I go on a tangent like I am right now, and I can't shut up, and it ends up being 45 or 50 minutes or an hour. But I think 25 to 30 is perfect. Good little talk, good little conversation. You can listen to me on your lunch break if you want. And, when you're done, just shut me off and wait for next week. But I want to thank everyone for listening, for subscribing, for downloading. I want to thank Periscope, who the numbers are awful right now, but quality over quantity is what they say. We had 33 people viewing the Periscope. Now we got 4. That's okay. But I want to, again, thank everyone for downloading. Thank everyone for listening, subscribing. Please tell your friends what's going on over here, man. Let's get some more subscribers. Let's get some more Periscope followers, Twitter followers, YouTube followers. My YouTube views on per video, and my YouTube subscription number, and my Twitter follower count, those 3 numbers help me out tremendously as far as sponsorships or endorsements from companies that send me product reviews and stuff like that. So, or send me products for review and stuff like that. So those 3 numbers help me out tremendously. The Periscope number is sort of getting important because to me, Periscope's the next big thing. Live streaming on the fly right through your phone or your mobile device. That's the next big thing to me. But anyway, guys, follow me on Twitter at Joey Image. Hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/RealJoeyImage, youtube.com/JoeyImage. I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Take care.